Show starts in 8 minutes.
Decided to get a little bit more comfortable. I might pour myself a glass of wine. These are cozy talks, right? I like to call these cozy talks. May start a new little section for it. Cozy talks with Quaddi. Hey. Alright, had to change the angle because my phone's about to die and this is like the only working outlet in this kitchen. So, chicken has been sitting for about 10 minutes. It's been about 10 minutes. I'm going to try to clean it again, then dump out the apple cider vinegar and then pour some more like clean plain water on it and then, you know, mix it all up. So yeah. Right before I left though, I want to address this as well. Right before I left, I said that I had to get really accustomed to the food and I noticed that I'm picky. So I've also been seeing that they're saying that a potential cause of this strain of the coronavirus has been people eating bats. And I did see videos of like, it looks like a fried bat with bat soup. My experience in Dongguan, I have never seen anyone eat bats, talk about eating bats. I've never seen it on a menu, even though, you know, I have to use like a translator app. I've never seen anybody order it. And I haven't even seen like, you know, my coworkers who are Chinese, whether it be from Dongguan or someplace else in China, they haven't even talked to me about like, oh, like a specialty, a delicacy here, or bats. So, no, I don't know about that. I cannot make any claims to that or against that. It's just not my experience, okay? Okay. Alright, so yep, like I said, I am just going to dilute this with some water and, you know, mix it all up. It's the last of my plain, no, the last of this bottle, not my plain water in general. I stocked up because I was scared, like, I didn't know how bad this was gonna get. So that's the one thing you have to get. Like, if an apocalypse were to happen, the first thing I would stock up on would be like water and baked beans. I would like go crazy with water and baked beans. And also, if apocalypse were to happen, well, no, I want to have a bunker in case an apocalypse happens. Because I think it's very possible that a zombie apocalypse could happen. Alright, so now that I'm done that, I am going to pat dry my chicken. Pat this joint dry. Pat it dry. So I can, you know, get it all crispy. You gotta have your wings extra crispy. So let's talk about my 5 months in China. When I first got here, I posed a question on Instagram asking people to ask me questions about China. And I remember some of them, so let me just shoot off the dome because I'm using my phone to record. So, one person asked me, do I know Mandarin? I did not know Mandarin then, which was 5 months ago. I do not know Mandarin now. I know few words, but I have not been studying, and I plan to. That's what I really plan to do in the new year, like after my trip to the Philippines. But I'm gonna keep referencing this because it's what's going on with this craziness going on. Businesses are closed. They're not allowed to open up until like the 15th, some of them. So that has been put on pause. Not by my, you know, my fault this time. It's really no one's fault. But yeah. So no, I don't know Mandarin. I know Ni Hao. I know Zaijian, which is bye. I know simple dong, which means like I don't know, and I say that when someone's talking to me in Mandarin, and I'm like simple dong, I don't know. I know doi, which means yes, mayo, which means no, bao means like a bun, baozi, which is like a steam bun, I think, and like Thai baozi, which is like a vegetable steam bun, and I know that because that's like one of my favorite foods out here. So that's that on my Mandarin knowledge, okay? All right, so now I am going to take this pot, transfer my chicken in there, and then I'm going to season the baby a little bit. Just a little smidge of it. And I'm pretty sure everybody has learned to clean as you go. Okay, so what am I going to use to season this? My seasonings are kind of limited because I'm out here. So I don't have like as many, the seasons I would like for my hot wings. But we're going to make it work. We're going to make it do what it does. So, to be quite honest, all I have that I'm going to use, because the hot sauce will have its own seasoning anyway, I'm going to have a little bit of pepper, maybe a lot of bit of pepper, some cayenne pepper powder, whatever, you know what I mean? I kind of want them a little bit spicy. This like garlic rosemary blend, I don't know about that, but I'm just going to do it. And I put a little dollop of olive oil just so I can, oh my gosh, pepper always makes me sneeze. Please don't get scared. Do not be alarmed. Pepper always makes me sneeze. But I'm going to put a little dollop of, I don't feel like reaching for the olive oil, grapeseed oil, just so I can massage the seasonings in. Another question that I got was, why did I choose to move to China? It will, what I am trying to say, which I didn't say at all, it was kind of an abrupt decision, I will say. I don't know how I first started looking into it. I don't remember. But with me, it's kind of like once I like start looking at something, I kind of go full force into it. I just like headbutt it. like here, like this is what we doing. So it was like once I like decided on it, I found this company. I worked for English First. I didn't really look up any other companies. I just looked up everything about English First. So, my decision. Let's get back to that. I'm going on a tangent. So, in my life, right? I want to travel. I want to travel, like, really bad. I want to see anything and everything. I want to experience the world, new sights, new scenes, meet new people. I want to learn about myself in relation to the world. I want to learn, like, how I react in certain situations. I want to learn how to maneuver, like, in certain situations. I want to learn the culture of other people. I just want to learn about the world. The world is such a big and beautiful and mysterious place. I find it very fascinating. But I think traveling is very expensive. And I didn't have the money for it. I still don't have the money for it. I'm still like a post-grad broke young adult, you know, still trying to figure it out. And also, I want to work with children. I love children. That is my field. I want to be a child psychologist. I want to be a counseling child psychologist. So I felt like, what better way than to go abroad and teach children? It's not specifically in the counseling field, but I am still in that direct line of working with children, and I get to explore the world. So, to me, it felt like a no-brainer. I'm young. I have no kids. I don't have any bills, really. So it was like, what better time than now? So that's what I did. That's my reason. That's my answer. Yeah. So it was kind of simple to me. My family, how did my family react? That's another question. They were scared. Well, I had like mixed reviews. They were scared, they were happy. I was dating someone at the time, and how, like I said, it came about really abruptly. He was pretty upset because he felt like it was just like thrown on him. But for me, I gotta do what makes me happy. I was torn up because I just found out my sister was pregnant. I was leaving my younger sister, so I was really worried about her. But you have to live your life for you. I always think about me getting older, like 85 years old, and I always say the number 85 because it's my favorite number. I don't know why 85 is my favorite number, but it's my favorite number. But I always think about when I get old, like, what am I going to have any regrets? What didn't I do? What could I have done? And I didn't want this to be one of them. So, yeah. All right, so let me get my pot and get this oil heated up. I'm using sunflower seed oil. Yeah, whatever. I feel like you can use anything but like coconut oil or like grapeseed oil or like virgin olive oil or olive oil, because those are not, like, I don't know the right terminology, heavy oils. They burn really easily. They're not meant to be used for like fried foods. You feel me? Yeah. You feel me? Okay, what's another question I got? Oh, let me get into like who I work for. It's called English First. Overall, I would say I like the company. But maybe I should just make like a whole nother video on the company I work for and like the visa process, because when I initially made the video on, like, you know, it's called taking a leap of faith, and if you haven't watched it, you should go back and watch it. I said some incorrect things about the process because I was still kind of lost in translation that I now know how to explain correctly. Woo. I'm scared the oil's gonna fly everywhere. So I would just say that overall I do like my experience with English First, but I will make another video completely detailing English First and the breakdown and what's my day-to-day look like when I am working. Okay, that's enough oil because I'm only making 9 wings. What's another question I've gotten? People like to joke around and say I'm going to marry a Chinese man. So have I been dating? No, I have not been dating at all. Am I looking to date? No, not at all. Not really interested in like the whole physical encounters with people of the opposite sex. Not really looking for that. Looking for myself, looking for my soul, trying to dive deeper, you know, with myself. Me, myself, and I. And it is a beautiful thing. And on that note, y'all, I'll pour myself a glass of wine, and I'll be back once the oil heats up. Okay, so my chicken's just about done fried. It's been a little bit, right? But while I was gone, I did write down a list of the questions that I do want to answer. I'm going to try to keep it short because this video is getting a little bit too long for my taste. So the first question is the communication hard? I'm not sure if the person was talking about communication with someone who does not speak English, like they speak Mandarin, or if they're talking about communication with my friends and family back home, but I will answer both. So the communication with someone who does not speak English is hard sometimes, but also kind of silly, because we end up like looking at each other like knowing there's like a disconnect here, and we're both in our head like thinking like how are we gonna figure it out. So then a lot of times I have to use my translator app, and I use Baidu, B-A-I-D-U. And it's, I would say it's about 60% effective. Hold on real quick. yeah, I would say about 60% effective, because they have different features where you can, it's like voice to text and the typing, and then I like to use voice to text because it seems faster, it seems like it'll be more efficient. But when it fails on you, when you're like talking into it and then it's like connection fails, then I'll be feeling stupid. Like I'll be like mad salty, like mad. I can't even speak in Philly slang anymore. Gotta get my hot sauce. Should I do some sweet Thai chili? I might do some sweet Thai chili. So yeah, sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's just like kind of silly, and there are days when I don't feel like being bothered with it at all. What pie am I looking for? Are they both in here? No. I see. Okay. So there are some days when I don't feel like being bothered with, you know, difficult communication at all. So before I go into a store, I ask myself, like, am I going to be able to like really ask for what I need without all the hassle? And if I say no, then I just chalk it. Like I just don't even go in the store because they don't even feel worth it to me. Like I'll just come back on a different day. So it's hard and sometimes silly. So that's that. Communication with my friends and like my family back home. For me personally, I don't find it that difficult. Cause I make like a conscious effort to reach out to them, to check in on them, because the time zone's different, you know? The time zone, for Philadelphia, I'm 13 hours ahead. So I'm in the future, right? So because there is a time zone difference, like right now, it is like 8 p.m., maybe 9 p.m. It is, if it's like 8 p.m. over here, it's 7 a.m. over there, right? Which is mad early. So I communicate mostly through text with my friends and family. There are times when we do FaceTime, and I put in a lot of effort to stay in touch, to check in on them. And I would say some people do make a great effort to check in on me, you know? Especially like my family. But then, if I'm being quite honest, there are friends who make a poor effort. And I don't take it like super personal because everybody has their own shebang going on. But I feel like they could make more of an effort. And there are friends who make a great effort at checking in on me. And I love y'all for that. You don't know how much I appreciate it. It does make me feel like that I matter, you know? So yeah. So moving on. Is it cheaper? Yes, it's cheaper than the US. It's much cheaper than the US. So when I got here, I don't know if the coronavirus will affect this, but $1 US was 7 RMB. Yeah, which is great. So it's much cheaper. And it's also cheaper for me because I don't pay for housing, which is really, really nice. My company pays for housing. The apartment, you know, it's chilling. Like, it's not bad, you know? It's not like, you know, I'm not living in no trashy place. So, like, I enjoy it. And right now I'm living alone, so I enjoy it even more. But, yeah, it's much cheaper. If you're eating, like, actual, like, local food, considering, like, Chinese food, it's really cheap because Chinese food's cheaper. There are Western restaurants out here, and if you're gonna eat at those quite frequently, then you're gonna be spending more money than you would if you just like ate locally or you cooked yourself. But overall, it is cheaper. It is definitely cheaper. Yes. Somebody asked me how's the fashion. I think Chinese women can dress their ass off. Am I being quite honest? The fashion is hot out here. Like, they like very feminine styles, like on one end of the spectrum, and then on the other end of the spectrum, there's like a lot of streetwear, which is like really cool to see. like that, you know, toss up. But in being, okay, so when I went to the Philippines, I noticed the fashion out there, and it really wasn't really much fashion compared to the Philippines, like in China. So I would say, like, Chinese women know how to dress. Like, the fashion out here is hot. There's a store out here called Urban Vivivo. Don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it gives me like Zara vibes, and I like it. You know how sometimes Zara is like hit or miss. Like sometimes you're like, my grandma would love this, and then sometimes you're like, I love this myself, right? That's how it is with Urban Vivivo too. And it's just like, it's up a notch from Urban Vivivo. Like stylish wise, up a notch. So that's it. Like, I do like the fashion out here. Some stuff, like, I feel like I'm like more like relaxed, more like tomboyish. I may not wear it, but I love seeing it. I think they have beautiful fashion. Yeah. So, last question. Oh no, second to last question. What's my living situation like? So this is my apartment, right? This is the kitchen, right? I'll insert a clip of what it looks like after all this, but I live by myself right now. I am getting a roommate tomorrow, which will be February 9th.
I'm posting this video
and I've been living by myself
after
since
my
about
roommate has moved in
November.
She's
Yeah, I didn't have a roommate, but then she left. She's about to go teach in like Japan. So I've been living by myself, and I love living by myself. Like, I'm really gonna miss it. Like, no, like, offense to my new roommate, nothing to do with her at all, but I like living alone. Like, I'm really in my zone when I'm living alone. Like, this is really like my space. It just is me. But, you know, I'm not paying for it, so whatever. It should be a, you know, copacetic situation even with a roommate again. Yeah. Alright, so that's that. And last question. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I know this was a long one. How did I find a hairstylist? If you're a female, you may have noticed during my time in China, I've had my hair done. I had faux locks. So I, on this app called WeChat, it's like WhatsApp. I'm in these groups with black women, hairstylists, some people are selling hair products. And this hairstylist in Guangzhou, which is about an hour away, like a 30-minute train ride, she did my hair. She did a decent job, right? It's not like my homegirl Diamond, not like Hair Designs by Diamond, but she did an alright job. The price is very cheap if you want to convert it to US. I got faux locks, hair included, for like $70, $80. So, yeah. Would I go to her again? Probably, you know. Right now, no. I'm like just doing my natural hair, but I'll probably go to her again, you know, maybe one day. Yeah. So right now I'm about to toss my wings. I don't know if you can see. About to toss my wings in my sauce, and then I'm gonna eat.
So the closings for my videos are like the ending of a poorly written paper. So don't judge me. I'm just going to talk over it right now. You can just look at me. I did want to just say thank you for watching my videos. I hope that it was entertaining to you, and thanks for just catching up with me. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Stay tuned for my next video. I'm going to be posting more frequently because it's one of my goals for this year. So why don't you just hit that post notifications button as well. All right, bye.